Here we have a little helmet here. This is a laser, and we're going to do a touring set here. We've got Natasha drinking some water, about to hit the road to Phuket, and we're going to show you the touring setup. So that starts with a high-vis helmet, starts with a gorgeous co-tourer, and this is the bike here, fully loaded touring bike for Thailand spec. This all could be winter spec as well. I've got a lot of creature comforts in here. I've got 2 pairs of running shoes. You know, I've got some fenders here. I've got a saddle bag. I've got sort of food in there, snacks in there. And generally in my top tube bag, I have my important things. I've got passport and money. So when I check into a hotel or whatever, what is that? Drugs inside that. And when I check into a hotel, then I can just have those straight away. Or if I'm going somewhere, I can carry those. Because if I lose my passport and money, then the trip's a bit of a inconvenience. So we have a bit of a mirror on here. This is really handy. The line of sight does get blocked a little bit by the pannier, but otherwise I can see Natasha where she is. I can see traffic, and I can just, if I'm pacing some friends or race, I can see what's happening. So these are really good. This is by Cat Eye. This is my favourite one, just because it's so easy to adjust and insert in the bar. And it's lightweight and it's big enough as well. There's another one by Corky, which is good because it clips up and it closes on itself, but I find it's a little bit small. I do prefer the Cat Eye personally. Just because it is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. And so we've got a Chinese carbon bike here. This is made by Light Carbon. And I wrote Naive on there as a bit of a piss take for Cookie Man Phil Gaimon, because his brand is Nove, and it's come from the same factory, but he denies it. So I wrote on there Naive for a bit of sticky tape. Just a bit of a joke. And let's go talk about setup here. We've got a Dura-Ace 11-speed setup with the 4630 absolute black rings, which I do like because it gives me good adventure gearing if I do hit some really steep climbs. I've got a 28 in the back. Ideally, I would probably, for this trip, I would have put a 32 or 36 on there. I've had to see some extreme climbs. You've got extreme climbs, come to Thailand and Malaysia and have a look at some of the stuff I do on Strava. It's extreme. There's nothing like it in the US or Australia. It's definitely extreme. And if you don't believe me, come here and you'll be walking up. You'll be walking up the climbs, I guarantee you. It doesn't matter how fit you are. Tyres, we've got a tyre from the bin, it's like a 23mm. 25s are fine for Thailand. I do have a 28 in the front, but 25s are fine. The roads here are generally pretty smooth. And you've got a SRAM 10-speed group set. Got that really cheap, $200 or $300 off a surgeon or banker, whoever it was. And so yeah, got a pretty sort of slam setup, seat forward, because I can just pull all the bags off, and all of a sudden I've got a lightweight climbing bike. It's about 7.2 kilos. So it's a lightweight race bike, climbing bike. If I probably was going to do it across Australia on this bike, I probably would have slammed the seat a little bit back, just to slacken the seat tube angle. What would that do? That would sort of balance out the weight more on the seat, less on the hands. And I'll probably flip a stem or put a bit more upright stem there. So this is an aggressive climbing setup. I do like it low and slammed for aggressive riding. But for all-day cruising, it's probably a little bit too slammed. But again, you get conditioned to it. And this is like a saddle bag. A lot of companies make these days. This is made by Relevate Designs, which is good, but they're quite expensive. And there's sort of equally good value stuff out there now for the money. Top tube bag by Bike Bag Dude. It has faded over time, but this bag has seen very heavy usage and Australian UV conditions, but it's still no rips, no tears. It had a cat scratching on it the other day, and the zip is it's quality. And I'm pretty, I look after my stuff, but it does get a lot of use, and it's really good. What I like about the design is the Velcros, if they wear out, you can replace them more easy. These haven't worn out though. So, and the Velcro designs, the Velcro is a little bit probably cheaper quality, but that's how it is. So some problems. Ortlieb bags. These are like a high vis bag. At night time, they light up with any lights in the back. I'll just have a cough for a second. And the rack is made by Tailfin, which is great because, and that's the bag is also a Tailfin bag. It's also great because it comes with a quick release you just put on, so that takes 30 seconds to put on, and you just leave it on your bike, and then these racks just pop on. You pull that little pin out, and that flips off, and then your rack pops off. So you take your bags off first, obviously, and then you always make sure that's secure and good to go. So it's a great system, and it does fit the Ortlieb bags. You just need to have the little adapter that comes with them, so you can fit the tail fin bag, or you can fit any standard pannier. And another tip for safety, always when you loop your little pannier on there, give it a little tug and make sure it's fully closed around there. You don't want your bags falling off into traffic, or you don't want to lose a bag, or you don't want to cause a crash because your bag fell off and took out the rider behind you. So there you go, that's the touring setup here in Thailand. That's all you need. You can travel a lot lighter than this. I know Parish, another vegan rider, he's just got 1-2 bags, that's it. But I've got my laptop in there, I've got my drone, I've got clothing, I've got, you know, heaps of drugs and paraphernalia and stuff like that. So we got a little extra, got 2 water bottles in there. But yeah, Thailand for touring is a fantastic place, highly recommend it. And this is how I tour Thailand, what I carry on a lightweight bike. You can do a lot lighter than this. And actually, bicycle lock. I'll show what bicycle lock I'm using, because sometimes you might need a bit of a lock here and there. But generally, the tyres are very honest. It's just you might have a couple of tourists from Russia or Australia. So I use one of these locks, just like a belt combination lock, and I put that around my waist. And easy done, very easy.